I actually got criticism when I said that Britain is the clown car of international politics. But the reason I'm saying this is based on true events. This is not just something that I made up. And I assume people are upset because deep inside they know it's true. I mean, look at this, right? This is the Romanian press. Like, I'm reading this from a Romanian publication, and as you can see, it's got the CNN logo, right? Because it's a Romanian CNN affiliated mainstream media news website. And as you can imagine, it usually covers Romanian politics, but every now and then something happens in another nation that they consider it to be newsworthy. And I'm going to read the title to you. Shocking story. This is what they put in the title. Shocking story, because it shocks the normal person. It's something that when you read, it baffles the brain because this is actually happening to real people somewhere else, right? Shocking story in the United Kingdom. The parents of a young girl were arrested after they complained on WhatsApp about the school that their daughter was studying at. Okay? Like, I don't know if British people realize, but like outside your little island, this is shocking. And the reason it's shocking is because of representation, right? It's like the left has this concept of representation. Other parents read this story and they're thinking like, Jesus fucking Christ, what if this was to happen to me? Because in the real world, like outside of Britain, parents complain about schools all the time. Now I don't know, like, if British people had the childhood or not, or they just grow up as adults, right? Like, you're born and you're already an adult and you skip over your formative years. But people outside of Britain did have a childhood. And I remember when I was at school, I still have memories of that. And I remember that parents would complain about the school and the teachers all the time. It's what parents do, right? So please explain to me what those parents could have possibly have said in order to justify this type of response from the British government. Because as you can see, this is going viral on Twitter right now. British police have arrested 2 parents who complained about their school on a WhatsApp group. The parents were put in a cell for 8 hours for criticizing the school leadership on WhatsApp. They are suspected of harassment and malicious communications. And by the way, the reason people outside of Britain are concerned is that we want to get educated. Like, we genuinely want to know, how did you get to this point? Like, what were our politicians promising? What type of politicians did you elect? Were they left-leaning or right-leaning? What did they tell the people so that we know to do the exact opposite? Because don't get me wrong, this is Orwellian as fuck. Like, okay, let's assume that they wrote like the most horrible thing imaginable. They were like the King in Yellow from Lovecraft, and they were capable of writing such damaging messages that anyone that reads them gets psychotic. And so, like, the British government has to crack down. But at the end of the day, it's just fucking text, right? It's just fucking words on a screen. Like, can we dial back to normality? Can we come back to a world that existed 10 years ago? And stop, like, pearl clutching and moralizing like the press tells us? Oh, no, like, words on screen are horrible. We need to send down the military to stop them. Because at this point, you gotta wonder, why not? Why didn't they call in the generals or the special forces to arrest them? Why is it justified that you crack down like this? Like, all their neighbors now need to see this huge display of force, and then you're wondering, like, what on earth were they doing? Were they trafficking drug? No, they were communicating on WhatsApp. So you couldn't just summon them to the police station? Like the phone lines not work in Britain anymore? You just pick up the phone and you say, right, so we noticed that you posted something problematic, extremely dangerous for our government, and we're extremely worried that you can post it again. So we need you to come down to the station to answer a couple of questions. Get a lawyer up. No, they're like doing this type of event. It's almost like they were displaying CPU on their phone or some shit. And then come talk to us. Why this display of force? Is public image not something that exists in Britain anymore? Like, I thought the law needs to operate in a way of innocent until proven guilty. And if you can avoid shaming or humiliating a person during the investigation before they're even convicted of something, you should try and do that, right? And by the way, apparently they dropped the charges. Because that's like another thing. It's like there's no sufficient evidence to continue the investigation. So just so you understand, like, they sent all those police officers to someone's house over a WhatsApp text, put those people in prison for 8 hours, and then said, well, we don't have enough investigation, so we're going to drop it. And like, people from outside of Britain are like, okay, what is the mindset that brings a nation to that point? Just how desperate are those politicians to cling for power? And what is like the psychology of a politician that looks like that? Like what makes a politician decide that this is how you need to run a country? Whether it's the mayor that's in charge of the police, whether it's, the prime minister or whomever. Because, like, if this were to happen in my country, people would demand for resignations the next day. Like they would just flat out demand, like, no, at least 4 politicians, like, we don't know who. Figure it out. Like, we want 4 people in the government to resign. Probably the police chief, probably some of those respondents, probably the mayor. I don't fucking care. I need to see some accountability so that we know that in the future this doesn't happen again. And the mentality has to change as well, right? Like, parents have a right to complain about the school. Now, I don't know what they said, because they don't make that public. And I did look at the Independent, I did look at the Romanian news, I did look online. I couldn't find what they possibly said, but like, I don't think there is anything within the universe that they could have said that justifies that type of response. Like, I'm sorry, but in a sane and normal nation, at worst, you're just supposed to call them to have a visit to the station. Or are you afraid that they're such a danger to the public that they may tweet again? They may use the WhatsApp again, and like that is just unbelievably shocking. That's the word that I'm looking for. Shocking, which is exactly how the Romanian news describes it. Shocking. Right? Like, it shocks when you see that. Again, like, parents in general, when it comes to children, and I'm sure like this is something that maybe politicians can relate as well, because it's a human being thing. It's not like a right wing or a left wing or an ideological thing. No, it's a human being thing. People are very emotional when it comes to their children. And so when you trust your child to be in a place for 8 hours with strangers, you're more concerned than usual. And when it comes about the education of your children, you're also more concerned than usual. And so, yeah, like, sometimes people, when they're emotional, they tweet nasty things. It happens all the fucking time. All the fucking time. But now we're treating it like it's a national emergency and it makes international news, right? It's insane. Like, what are you going to do? Are you going to send 8 police officers every time there's a road rage incident? Right? Like, when people get emotional, are you going to send 8 police officers? Well, I suggest that Britain ups it up then. Like put microphones and bugs in every single pub, in every single tavern, right? Like, there should be a microphone under the table so you can monitor what your citizens talk while they're having a drink. Because maybe someone issues a threat, maybe someone says a metaphor, maybe someone says something beyond the pale, and then you can justify sending the police officers after everyone, right? Like, I think, like, people should wear a microphone and get wiretapped 24/7. Maybe they say something in their sleep that's dangerous, right? Like, we need to create this culture of safetyism where we take literally everything that anyone says all the time, and because you have, like, an online safety act or something. And so if someone says anything that the government disapproves of, then you should send, like, 8 police officers, right? Again, I genuinely don't know how society managed to function without this shit up until now. Because, like, I'm pretty sure people were saying nasty stuff and threats and shit like 5 years ago, but society was a lot more calm in its response. It didn't create this hysteria. And if you look at the United States, if you look at the Americans, they somehow managed to operate a nation much bigger without having to send police officers after people that complain about the school system. But anyway, right, to me, that was indeed what the Romanian press is saying shocking. It is shocking, yeah. My advice is stop using WhatsApp. Start using phone lines again. Like, it's actually fascinating that phone lines are still more protected than the internet. And the reason for it is that back in the day, they used to have wiretapping laws. I don't know if Britain has it. I know that America has it. Like, it's illegal for the phone company to listen into your private conversations. Apparently, you can't actually run a nation while allowing people to have privacy. And so, yeah, like, you gotta start using the old technology again if that's the case. Use normal phones. Write letters. Use the postal office. I'm actually curious if they're going to pass laws so that they can read your letters. You know, like you're a soldier in Vietnam and they have, like, the army reading in your letters to see if you said something sensitive. Jesus. Well, I'm glad they banned ninja swords, though, right? Like, by the way, you know that, like, there's another interesting thing about ninja swords and getting banned. Ninja swords come from Japan, right? How the fuck did the Japanese not have, like, a ninja sword problem? Like that's an interesting thing, isn't it? And if it's a ninja sword, isn't the ninja the problem? Like I think the ninja has other tools at his disposal. Like, are you going to ban shurikens next? Are you going to ban jutsu? Like, maybe the ninja does the hand signs. Yeah, those are problematic in the UK as well. Like, didn't Count Dankula got banned for his jutsu? Like, he did hand signs. And got his pug to do hand signs. Holy shit. Yeah, we laugh, but we laugh because we don't live in the UK. Thank God. You know, when I was a kid, I actually wanted, like, this was a cool dream to live in the UK. It's like, oh, my country is poor. It's not as good. Look at the UK. It's so great. And now I'm looking at the UK and I'm horrified. They're like, thank God I didn't do that. Like, Jesus, I dodged a bullet. Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I'll see you in the comment section.